Alright, welcome back. So long video today. This is the Marine Corps Gunners Association Hard as Hell 2-gun match. So we'll see, we start off here with 2 marathon moving targets. These required 3 hits to go down. I think I only got 2 hits on each one before they disappeared. After that, there was some steel with some no-shoots behind it in the center. I definitely should have been at probably about 4 or 5 times magnification for those movers, and then gone up to 8x for the steel, but I didn't. Let me see, I come out here using my top dot, just super intuitive, wasn't even kind of planned. I think we kind of see how valuable the top dot is. So now I'm coming down, do some more rifle paper and some rifle steel. There was one steel I could only see from the front left corner. Come up here, do a quick little drive-by on those 2, and then move on to the end. And we'll see throughout this match, there's a lot of drop mag targets. So a target you need to fire at with no magazine in the rifle, and that ensures a clear weapon before you go on throughout the stage. Now, of course, to keep it hard as hell, we move back to this position here. I'm going to drag this dummy and then shoot some pistol. So I chose to go with 2 hands on the dummy. That was just a smart move. Don't burn out one hand or one forearm before you shoot pistol. A lot of guys probably agree with me after they shot this stage. And the pistol here is pretty straightforward. Mix of paper and steel. One swinging target with a piece of steel on it, which is pretty simple. And then we just wrap up with some far pistol shots that again kind of made this match, hard as hell, not easy as heck. I think those pistol steel on the top of the berm, they were probably at about 50 yards or so. So definitely more challenging pistol shooting than you see typically at any match. Our second stage starts with breaching a door. This is the 0372 Critical Skills Operator stage. We come in here, grab a Genesis 12. I mean, how cool is that for a stage gun? So yank that cord, activate a clay, and then have to carry these 2 buckets of water. There's a requirement to keep the water in. And then just work from the back, rifle and pistol targets. Again, very straightforward. Some of the targets were small and far, the no-shoots are in there. So again, a more challenging set of shooting than typically seen at most matches. I went into this match, ready to just kind of run and gun, burn it down. I only zeroed with 55 grain, which we'll see did not work out well, but this definitely was living up to the name for the match. One thing I really appreciate about this match is that it forced you to use your LPVO across the full magnification range. So here I'm shooting at about 4 power, and just enough to get some good magnification on those targets that are not too far, but also of a smaller size. I chose to kind of go to war with the drop mag target. The guy that won the match did something similar, so I think there's a set period of time where it kind of pays off to get that hit, and I maybe found that sweet spot here. So this stage, the 0317 stage, Scout Sniper, definitely my lack of good data on this gun and ammo really hurt me here. So we're shooting 16 steel targets at 300 yards. At least 2 of them had a no-shoot behind them. So I'm shooting 55 grain. I definitely, if I had done this in match again, I would have used a bipod and a rear bag, and also would have had my rifle 0 at 77 grain, had a good chrono on that, good ballistic data. but instead I just came in here with 55 grain, and actually my hold is about 0.2 mils more than I was expecting. So kind of whiffed this one, but that's all right. You kind of live and learn, and understand the match going forward. So once you finish about 300, you just grab that tripod that's to my right, and then you run to the 200 and repeat the shooting again. So you'll see me do a lot of shooting, a little bit of hitting, and then we'll see some running as well. Of note, the gentleman calling hits on those targets was an instructor at not one, but two Marine Corps Scout Sniper schools. So this match really had a phenomenal staff, and I think if you look at it on the surface, you don't know, who these guys are running it. You might not appreciate what's going on, but really phenomenal crew. Great guys to work with, great guys to shoot with, great guys to learn from. Most of them are JMAP employees. So if you're not familiar with JMAP, definitely look into that, especially for your unit. All right, time to move. So you gotta save that magazine, kind of turn the gas on here a little bit. If you can't shoot well, you might as well be fast.
That's correct.
So unfortunately here, I just didn't give this stage the credit it deserved. Probably should have brought a third magazine, but I actually went dry here. So I had a bunch of mics added by just simply running out of ammunition. This stage ate a lot of people's lunch, but I really accept no excuses for my failure to perform on this stage in particular. So this stage started holding cards, a la the 0341 Mortarman. You had to engage the steel in the middle, the steel from the left, right, center again. Throughout this stage, though, you build a mortar. So you'll see me go up and start assembling all these pieces here, and then bring them back for the final mortar shot. Again, between each stage, we're doing a drop mag, so that way you can run around with your rifle, basically being a stick, not worrying about breaking the one. And then right here, you see me grab that
Hell
mag off
yeah.
the table.
I didn't
I'm
even think
trying
about
to
that.
carry as minimal amount of equipment as possible. So using that half-used magazine on the center twice definitely paid off instead of having to carry multiple mags and be comfortable having enough ammunition on me to finish this. And for this stage, I'm shooting at probably about 3 power just to make sure I can get those hits on steel pretty simply. My rule of thumb is trying to see the target and the ones to the left and the right, and that's where I kind of end my magnification. And then here we go. I got my simulated mortar round. Get it in there, and you'll see me use the standard technique. And now we get right into shooting pistol. So 3 array of small pistol targets. These gave a lot of people a lot of trouble, but I think they're fundamentally sound. They show that. The 0331 machine gunner stage began with a shot of LSA. You'll see I have to get low here with a 20 round mag and some cant on those rifle targets. And then I will carry this ammo can with a clay attached to it throughout the shooting area until I get it to the end. So that kind of added some interesting complexity for this stage. I'm intentionally going to drop my 20 round mag here so that I can throw in a fresh 30 rounder when I put the box down again. You see I'm using my 12 o'clock red dot, my RMR09, and all this close paper, so I'm leaving my NX8 dialed to about 3 power for those more challenging rifle shots. See, I'll finish up here with some one-handed shooting, no big deal, before I keep going through this obstacle. So another great example of using the 12 o'clock red dot and then rapidly switching to the magnified optic as needed, shooting that rifle activator. That brings up a swinger with 2 mini rifle targets and a no-shoot in the middle. So again, living up to the hard as hell name. I'm choosing to trap those targets, so when it comes to its final position on the left before it swings back with a minor pause, and then I'm going to engage those rifle targets. Of course, we'll finish here with a drop mag target, transition to pistol. We see a pistol activator that brings up a clay, so pretty interesting there. Again, a challenging target, but the rest of this pistol array is pretty straightforward. You just need to be able to shoot. Our 0302 stage begins kind of simulating a checkpoint. Got to engage those steel from the driver's seat, and you just kind of work through this all pistol stage. I tried not to go too heavy into the stage planning and just shoot what I could see from some key positions. There were a few disappearing targets. I had one failure to shoot at target. It was a small popper that I just did not pick up visually in the last position at that forward box, so that's on me. But overall, I think I did all right at this. So we'll finish in this box with a drop mag target, and then we'll transition to the last position. Of course, we got to grab something heavy, so we got 2 ammo cans, very classic Marine Corps there. And we finish up here with a 50-yard pistol shot. To wrap it up, this was a really great match. The Marine Corps Gunner Association is a really good organization, especially if that's kind of the world you live in. Brian Nelson is a phenomenal match director, and really all the staff did a phenomenal job. This match had it all. It had a really excellent prize table. It had a great crew helping build it, and we also had some second lieutenants doing staff reset. So there's not a lot more you could ask for. I think next year, definitely keep an eye out on practice score for this match. And this is going to be probably like the landmark 2-gun match on the East Coast.